Hello everyone, Bridget Casey with Bridget Casey Designs here today for ScrapbookPal.com. Today we are working with some beautiful products from Honeybee Stamps. We are working with the lovely Layers Lures. We are also working with the Hooked on You, which are sentiments, and there are dies. I love that we get dies for our sentiments now. I'm so spoiled. I feel so spoiled. And the Fishnet Stencil, we're going to use 3 ways today, which I'm so excited about. We're also going to use other products, and we'll go through those in the video. I have some random cardstocks that I've collected over 30 years. Whew, that's hard to say. So I'm going to go through and I'm picking the pieces off my packaging for the lures, and I'm putting them onto cardstock as I pull them off onto what cardstocks I would like them to go onto. So this is a great way to use up your scraps. And honestly, this was the only way I was intending to make a card. I thought, oh, I'll make a card, I'll use some scraps, life is good. And then after I did that, I decided I wanted to play some more. So you guys get 3 cards today instead of 1. Yay, more cards. We always want more cards, right? Right. I'm answering my own questions now. I will tell you, so you see some metallic cardstock there. And this is the brushed metallic silver, and it's gorgeous. And I highly recommend the metallics for the hooks. I did do some in just the Oxide black soot, but I really love that shine that you get against the cardstock or the ink blending from the metallics. The metallics just add a little something, something to it. So I highly recommend those. Just a tip as having used this set. So you see here, I'm just going to go through, and I have the layering guide for this, which I got off Honeybee Stamps. And I'm going through and I'm layering together my lures. I am using my Tombow permanent tape runner. I did use a few of my favorite thin 3D foam squares. Say that 5 times fast. We will come back to this lure because I did not put on the fish head. I call it the fish head. I don't know if it's just the fish head, but I just put the eye, the enamel dot, and I didn't put the fish head. So we gotta go back to that in a minute. It's always a rough day when you leave off your fish head. You know, it's just a rough day. Anyways, here I forgot the base of the fish head. I remembered the fish head, but not the base of the fish head. So it was a little rough. Leaving off eyes and heads and, you know, oh my. Thank goodness for layering guides. But in the end, you know what? You can build your lures however you want to. I'm just a little crafty OCD, so I like to follow along with the layering guide. So I'm just going ahead and I'm just building these according to the layering guide that is available using my tweezers because some of the parts are a little small and finicky. And here we go. Forgot my fish head. Here's my fish head. My fish head. Woohoo! So we'll get some adhesive on there. Then we'll get the enamel dot off my pointer finger and back on the fish. The fishing lure. There we go. It's not a fish. It's a lure. It just looks like a fish. Oh goodness, I know. This was tough. It was fun, but it was tough forgetting fish heads and, you know. So here we go. So this is the first way we're using this stencil. This is the Fishnet Stencil, and I used tumbled glass, and then it was purple. So obviously somebody did not clean the brush well. I don't know who, but somebody. I now have a block, and I am going to stamp this sentiment multiple times with the Clair Nocturne ink, which is one of my faves. It stays wet, so I can use a clear embossing powder to heat set this, and it just gives such a nice, shiny, finished look that I love, love, love. Love the shiny. Always love the shiny. If I need dimension and I need shine on a project, which I'm a clean and simple gal, but in card making, but I love the shine and I love the clear embossing. So there we go. I would love to know what you guys love out there. Do you guys love dimension? Do you guys love the shine as well? So originally I wanted to hang my lures from the sentiment, but then it wasn't working for me. So I decided that I was just going to put my sentiment on with my T-square ruler and my tweezers, trying to get it as straight as possible. Then I was just going to kind of lay out my lures in a way that looked pleasing to me at the moment that I was making the card, essentially. So we've got groups of 3, which is good. There's no triangle, but you know, we have the group of 3. So this is where I was like looking across the room at my Oxide inks, and I'm like, ooh, this could be fun. So let's go. Let's have some fun. Let's have some crafty fun. And that's exactly what we did. So we put all of the lures down onto a piece of white cardstock. This is Hammermill cardstock because it's really, really great for ink blending. It's fantastic. So I have that. I have the 80-pound version. So now that we've got those all die cut, we are taking a blending tool, the Picket Fence life-changing blending brushes, and I'm going through. You'll see all the colors on the screen, as well as the supply list below the video and the supply list on the blog. So you have the supply list in lots of places, so please don't worry about writing these colors down. But what I did as I went through, I just picked out colors that I thought would look pretty together. And then I would put the pieces on top of the cover like you saw here. I had 3 pieces. So I know I'm going to go through and I'm going to add this color to all of these particular pieces. It just helped me to stay organized because there were lots of pieces and some of them are little. Then I decided I wanted to add some kind of darkness and depth and dimension to some of my pieces. So I started doing that. So I started using 2 colors, or I started adding, like here, I just added a lot more of the evergreen bough on one side with my blending brush there. My wild honey doesn't look like wild honey. Somebody's brush was not clean again. I don't know who has not been cleaning my brushes well, but let me tell you, they are going to be called into the crafty space, and there's going to be a long, hard discussion. I don't know if it's Emery or Dexter who is in charge of that, but we're going to have a long talk about cleaning Mom's blending tools very well. So as we go through, I'm putting the colors. You'll see like festive berries here, adding just some color, and I decided to add a little bit to that end there. Lumberjack plaid for these little pieces right here. I'm kind of holding them in place with my nail, but you definitely want tweezers. Really want tweezers for this project. It makes your life so much simpler. And if you have reverse tweezers, even better, because reverse tweezers are the tweezers that you can put something in them and they'll stay, meaning they'll keep holding it. If you have regular tweezers, as soon as you let go, so do the tweezers. But the reverse tweezers do the opposite. They hold it when you let go. Now we're doing something that I think folks forget about with your stencils. We are going to emboss, dry emboss. So I have my embossing pad and plate, which allows me to emboss that pattern into a piece of cardstock. So I used a craft piece of cardstock there. This way, I'm using some of the amazing silver stencil paste from Fawn. It is absolutely gorgeous. I have a close-up picture on the blog. It is just stunning. It does warp your paper, so once you put adhesive on the back, it'll be just fine though, just so you know. I did want to show you, so I use the stencil 3 ways: with ink blending, with the stencil paste, and then also with dry embossing. Don't forget about dry embossing. It's a great way to stretch the supplies that we buy and use them in more than one way and really get a different look. So here are my panels and here are my pieces. I do apologize. Part of my video went black, so I had to edit some out. And so you may see some pieces in places that you're like, hey, how did she make that already? So I apologize, but here I'm just putting on the hooks. And as you can see, like the black looks nice, but I really think I would have preferred some black glitter or just some black metallic or the silver metallic, or gold. Gold would have been beautiful too. So just play around and see what you want to use for your hooks, but definitely a lot of fun to be had. So I think the black looks okay. I really like shiny things, so I think that's just a personal preference. But so we're just building, again, we're building these pieces up same way we did with the colored cardstock. It's just we colored this cardstock this time. That's really the only difference. And I'm just adding in my hooks, different types of hooks. I tried to hook that one through there and it didn't really work that way, so I just lined it up there. So here we have, I'm gonna pick another sentiment, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp that in the stamp wheel. I'm still using the VersaFine Nocturne Clair ink. Sorry, I'm a little off camera there. So I stamped it a couple of times to get a beautifully crisp image. This is a wonderful ink to give you a gorgeous crisp image. I just need to re-ink mine, I think, at this point, but I've had it literally forever. It seems I've had it a very long time. So I'm putting together the die with my sentiment, and then we'll run that through and we'll cut that out. I just show cutting one of them because it's the same process. Oh, no, I actually show two. Thought I only showed you guys one. You get to see me cut both out, So there we go. We are going to put, of course, some foam tape on the back. I need dimension in my life wherever I can get it on my projects. So we have that there. And then we're going to go ahead, and I was trying to hook that around, and maybe with a different sentiment that would work. And then I thought about hanging it off the sentiment on this one too, but I just didn't. I just kind of followed the similar pattern where they were kind of layered there, and then the sentiment was put in the middle. So that's the card, the craft one that you guys missed seeing, unfortunately. I didn't take a picture before I gave it away. So this one here is photographed, and you are able to see it at the beginning of the video and on the blog. So the craft cardstock one is kind of a bonus that you get to see in the video. Yay, bonuses! We love bonuses. And I had used double-sided tape on the back of my white cardstock, but I'm now just putting on some foam tape because I wanted foam tape on everything I could put foam tape on. It's kind of a thing. I want shine, I want foam tape, as I've discussed extensively in this video, so I apologize. And here's a look at all three cards. I hope you enjoyed this video. To find more, head on over to the ScrapbookPal.com YouTube channel, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Happy crafting!